This presentation is made possible by these amazing individuals and organizations, whether it was through Patreon, Super Chats, Super Stickers, or by watching, liking, and commenting. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hi guys, good morning everybody. How are you today? I hope you can hear me very well. I am today going to be doing this kind of report, entertainment news report, if you will. We're going to talk a little bit about this weekend. There was a fantastic event that went on, and I'm not sure if everyone knows about it. It's called Snyder Con. It was the Full Circle event, and I will explain everything to all of the people who may not know what exactly what that is. And I already see that there are some people in the chat that knows what it is. And we will be talking with each and every one of you. Let's see who is in the chat. Now, the first message that I got on the chat is actually from Keith E. But I, for some reason, don't have access to it. Something happened. My everything glitched this morning. It glitched, and so for a second, this particular stream was scheduled for next week for some reason. Uh, who knows? All I know is that Keith E had the first uh, message up. Let's see if I can find it on my auxiliary computer here over here. See if it'll let me do it. I can see it. So, there it is. Okay, Keith E said earlier this morning, good morning, Retro Nerd Girl, and everyone else to follow. It's a very important message. Thank you so much, Keith E, for being the first one up. I appreciate it so much for you getting up so early this morning to say hello to us. And then we've got the Bat channel. I can't wait for this stream. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you so much. And the Bat channel is actually going to be part of my report, which is going to be awesome. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says, good morning and happy Wednesday. 42 degrees and scattered showers in Pittsburgh. Oh, wow. That's even cold. That's for one. It's colder than it is here. We're at 53 degrees right now, and that's pretty impressive for around here. I'll tell you that we were kind of shocked that it's not cold and snowing. But good morning to you, Unicorn Rampant Studio. So good to see you. And Brogu is here. Hi, Brogu. Hello, everyone, and a special hello to the wonderful and charismatic retro nerd girl. That is super, super sweet. Thank you so much for saying such kind words to me. That is gonna help make this morning feel so much better. Thank you. And Unicorn Rabbit Studios welcoming everyone to the stream. Oh my goodness. And Keith E says, I was number 8 on the thumbs up. Oh wow. 8 or 9 already. Wow, that's a lot. Well, everyone, whether you're in the replay or here live, I would appreciate a like if you are so inclined to do so. It will help the channel very much. And let me see if I can find my little like clip. Here we go. Yes, that's right. Smash that like button. Or the other options are to pet it very gently or tickle it. The Batman is here. How are you, the Batman? Shout out to Retro and the chat. We'll be listening in. Well, thank you for listening in. I appreciate that. And let's see. Oh, Osha Fresh is here. Osha Fresh 1994 says, let's go. And that is definitely maybe it's too early to be so enthusiastic. Hey, why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's get excited about things around here. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says we are already having too much fun. I think so. I think so. I think so. I may be a little loopy this morning. I didn't get much sleep. Um, and that's one of the drawbacks from doing a morning show, um, I suppose. And let's see, we have uh, So, yes, the subject for today is going to be a recap on an event this that happened this weekend. Now, uh, where's this event? This event was in California, and I'm in uh, stationed at Fargo, North Dakota, at the Project Genesis lab, and I really um, could not be there. But I did do something on the internet over the weekend, and I was able to experience a lot of this vicariously through friends and other people, internet friends that or friends of the channel. Through the things that they've been able to do. So what I'm going to do is I put together a little bit of a, let's see if I can do this, a little slideshow. So to kind of explain what's going on. So SnyderCon, what is SnyderCon? This is an event that Zack Snyder has put together. And there was actually an event before. Let's see if I can. Oh, there was an event before. Let's see. Here it is. 2019, uh, Zack Snyder put together a really cool event, March 22nd to March 24th. And that particular event was a charity event at his alma mater, the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California, to renovate their cinema, which I think is very interesting because um, this particular cinema is the same one they used um, on the last day of the event. So that's why it's called Full Circle. They raised money at first for this particular cinema, and they ended the event watching Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX, and I heard from everyone that it was amazing. So, so just to go back a little bit, I wanted to trace back a little bit. Oh my God, I see someone. Hi, Mama Bear. How are you doing today? Good to see you here. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go back on my slideshow. I put together this slideshow really quickly because I just wanted to kind of recap what has happened and kind of relay it back to now, since we were talking about this kind of full circle thing with Zack Snyder. Oh, more people are coming in. The Bat Channel Retro. He says, "Sorry, got stuck on a call for work." That is, yeah. Don't worry about it. Yes, I understand completely. Yes, so what's going on here is there is a picture here of the theatrical cut of the Justice League movie released in 2017 by Warner Brothers. At the time, I believe it was called Warner, yeah, Warner Brothers, just or Warner Brother Brother Media. Well, people took a look at this movie and said, no, this could not be Zack Snyder's work. And really, they decided to do what? They went on to uh, advocate to release the Snyder Cut, the real movie that we were supposed to get. And that was a long trek. We got 2 years later. Zach does his SnyderCon, and then a year later, and a year and a little bit more than a year later, he does this incredible watch party on the Vero um, YouTube channel, where he reveals that Zack Snyder's Justice League and all that is going to be on HBO Max, and not for another year, but that is just really like a big deal for all the fans that were like, "Oh my God, finally we're gonna see the actual movie that the director intended. And before then, a lot of people were very adamant that this was never going to happen. And through that, people were really like moved to the idea like, okay, we now can change the trajectory of things. Like we can let our voices be heard and changes can be made. And so that was such a wonderful triumph because we finally did get to see it. But unfortunately, a few days later, we found out that there was no plan with the studio to continue. And fans rallied together to do what? We created another hashtag that even big companies were on board with, and they did restore the Snyderverse. And that was really going strong for a long time. Um, this was really, really an incredible thing that a lot of people were just saying, yes, why don't we have this product? It doesn't make sense. It was so good. Well, unfortunately, fortunately for DC, they actually sold and they decided that they were going to um, they needed someone to head up a special division of DC Films, and they hired James Gunn and Peter Safran to organize that. But unfortunately for the Snyderverse, that meant the end of it pretty much as we know it. And James Gunn began writing his new Superman film, which would set off a new universe. And our favorite, Superman, Henry Cavill, was out. And a lot of people were just devastated, absolutely devastated that this was happening. I have friends that are not involved in on any of the communities at all, and they are just completely broken up about it still even to this day. So it is very important to like tell that part of the story. Um, and even though it's like sort of an abridged version of what happened, I just wanted to, make sure that you got the background story to set the stage for what I'm gonna start talking about, which is this really awesome event that just happened. So before that happened, um, let me get the dates for everything a little bit better. I think um, James Gunn and Peter Safran were hired in November of 2022, and we found out that Superman, that Henry Cavill wasn't going to be Superman in December of 2022. So that was just like a lot of people felt like they were gut punched. And how can you say restore? We couldn't like we knew that Warner Brothers were going in a completely different direction, and they weren't trying to or about to restore the Snyder Cut. So um, a friend of the channel, uh, Skywalker the Jedi, actually came up with the idea to shift shift the idea towards maybe selling uh, uh the property to Netflix where Zack is currently residing. It kind of makes sense that if you're going to sell or license, it would go to the place where Zack is. And so even a lot of people are trying to figure out how this could work financially, who's got money, all that stuff. I think it is definitely something that only insiders will really know what the details are on that, how to pull that off. if the desire is there. But at this time, I think these hashtags came at the perfect moment because before this, many hashtags were calling for the firing of James Gunn and Peter Safran, and also there was all sorts of boycotts and stuff that were being hashtagged. And these two hashtags were really quite positive in a more positive direction, and see even feels like more productive, if you will. Let me see what you guys are saying so far, and I see more people pilots have come in. We've got Lord Toth in the house. Hello, Lord Toth. How are you? Let's see. I was trying to see your emoji there, because oh, okay, yes, I see your emoji. I see your emoji. Okay. Let's see who else is here. Uh, oh, yeah, the Bat Channel said, would love to be streaming with you, right, Retro. This weekend was awesome. Oh, yes, it was. We've got Integrity 101, who says, I want to remind Snyder fans that we are winning. Uh, Justice League 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 will definitely happen. We are in a much better place today than a few years ago during SnyderCon 1. Too much momentum to stop inevitable. Hashtag inevitable. And OSHA Fresh is backing that up. And yeah, and the Bat Channel says, "Let me hear that line, brother. It always gets me hyped." And let's see something else. Integrity 101 is saying, "I'm expecting Henry Cavill to be in the Flash. This DC's No Way Home is unlikely. They would be so foolish not to allow a cameo for this generation Superman." Wow. When you put it that way, yeah. When you put it that way, he's just been such an icon since he came on the scene 10 years ago, and yeah, you're right. I can't say that you're not right about that. So, yeah, just going through like the hashtags, why people are doing it. There's some people, for myself personally, whether I believe it's achievable or not, I feel as if the strength in using the hashtag is really more to tell, um, to say, hey, there are fans that want this material, and just be counted among the people who want Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 to happen. So, what is the real question here that a lot of people want to know is, does Zack still want to continue his Justice League story in the future? And does he give his blessing to the fans to use this particular hashtag, or to continue to fight for the cause? Should we bother? Should we bother to, spend our free time, advocating for him to continue his work? And he has been liking a lot of tweets. Now, this is an image. There's a lot of images here that are from friends of the channel that I'm using. This one in particular is from Leon of the New Geeks, who helped structure and create one of the hashtags, the Sell Snyderverse to Netflix hashtag. And he was collecting a lot of posts that Zack Snyder has liked on Vero. And I think that is a very it's very important to see this, because if he's liking all of these things, he's well aware of the hashtag and seems to be supporting it. So uh, we got this really interesting. Oh, by the way, just as a refresher, this hashtag really hasn't came on the scene in January. So around in January, that's when this hashtag came in on the scene and sort of showed up and really ignited the fan base. Um, so we got this really cool announcement that was ominous and very, very obscure. Just save the date was really what it said. And it was on March 15th of this year. And he also posted this really cool poster that was sort of a restructuring of a poster that was of a statue that is in um, Justice League, and it seems to be a put back together again. It's broken into very many pieces and put back together again. So it's like a puzzle. We had the amazing Sammy, the Snyder Queen, decode this for us and said, you know, this is, she had some theories about what was going on here. And I will finish this thought, but this is something that we should just pencil in for the moment, hold on to that thought. Then there was an event that Zack had organized on the Nerd Queens YouTube channel to get the word out to fans about what was going on and explain what this event was going to be. And basically, what he did was, along with the Nerd Queens, he brought two representatives from the charitable organization called the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And this has been one of the hallmarks of I guess the movement of the fan base. A lot of effort has been made toward raising money for this organization, and there's even a special fund specifically for his daughter, who um, unfortunately, was taken to us away from their family too soon, and so it is one of the things too. I'm really, I believe everybody's has their own story, but I definitely have a personal stake in this particular um, organization, and I absolutely love the fact that fans and Zack really put this on a pedestal. So this was the real purpose of this whole thing. It was to raise money for this organization, this charity. As I mentioned earlier, the first SnyderCon was also a charitable event. So that's what this is all about. I think that, like, knowing the focus of where Zack's attention really is, um, he's doing that with the offering of, hey, um, let's put this together into a Snyder Con where, the fans can have a little fun with Zack Snyder and enjoy the fandom, basically. And one thing that he did here, here's that theater that the cinema that he raised money for, and that they actually did the viewing of Zack Snyder's Justice League on Sunday. So that's why it's called Full Circle. And it's really very clever and very endearing. Zach also, within like the last 2 weeks, I'm not sure exactly what date it was, did an extensive interview with the Russo brothers. And I thought that was interesting. It almost feels like a PR kind of thing to get people to be talking about Zach again. And I think that's really kind of cool, you know? Actually, let me take a little break and see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let me see. Um, and Integrity 101 says, I think there's a chance that Snyder Con 2 was allowed by WB to happen now before The Flash for a reason. They are making final decisions on that editing on Cavill's cameo. Yes, and yes. Well, I mean, let's hope. I won't, we don't I don't know for sure, definitely. And look who's here. Oh my God, Russ Whitfield, so good to see you here. Oh my gosh. It was absolutely allowed by WB. Snyder repeatedly thanked Abdi and DeLuca. Yes, that's actually, yes, I'm just about to get right into that. Um and the Bat Channel has a theory on that statue. It's a restored statue, right? So restored, Zach is hinting that the Snyderverse is restored. Uh, and and also, oh, Integrity has a good point. Snyder's event happening directly before the release of The Flash, which is full of Snyderverse characters, is not a coincidence. And El Necron is here. Good morning, everyone. Stay tuned. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit more of this really quickly so that way can move on along. I don't want to so I can catch up with you guys. You're thinking way ahead of me. So the event starts April 28th. That was this Friday. And along with the event, there was giveaways and different prizes for people as well. This is the first day, and they're sitting down watching the the Man of Steel. This is the film junkie here, having a wonderful conversation with Zach. I mean, look, this is what I live for because I love filmmaking, the nuts and bolts about that. Whenever there's an opportunity to have that deep conversation with a director, I mean, that's what I live for. So for me, this is like, I know it means not everyone is going to find such joy in this, but for me, and especially since it's a movie I really adore, and that was a lot of fun for me seeing all of that. But here is Deborah Snyder talking, making some points at the very first gathering what is it, like panel, yes, that's the word I'm looking for, the very first panel on Friday. And she did mention that Mike DeLuca, Pam Abdi, they were very instrumental in helping to get this all organized and allowing this whole thing to be possible. So I do love that. And the fact that she mentioned it more than once during this whole thing. So let's see that now we're on to Saturday, and the Bat Channel is probably smiling ear to ear because that's where the Bat channel comes in on this thing, and I'll let you know. Um, so at first, they're doing the same thing with the watch party. By the way, it's like maybe 20 to 30 minutes with each person, and then they move on to another. So there was maybe like 3 or 4 people that they got a people got a chance to talk to Zach about the movie. This is our friend, or the friend of the channel, the Raya the Glimmering Harpy. And Raya is such a wonderful young lady that really went into a great deal of detail while talking with Zach about this movie, which was Batman v Superman, and with such poignancy. She just had such great insights about this movie and about the characters, and it was just gratifying to see her there. Not only that, there were a lot of personal pictures that people took outside of the event that were they're basically like people with channels and names on Twitter, but they all got together, and it was just kind of fun to see, them corroborate with each other, and just hang out. We have Skywalker the Jedi, and we have Sil Abdul back there, hanging out with Rhea, and I mean, it puts just such a big smile on my face to see. Um, our friends like just hanging out together. I mean, I consider them my friends because I mean, internet friends, right? But still, great to see people mixing it up in real life. And then Rhea did something really awesome, which I wanted to commend and to mention. She got Zack Snyder to mention her friend, and to help his channel out. And this is Max from Madness Entertainment. I'm probably mispronouncing all of that, but she was very sweet enough to um, ask Zach to give him a shout out, and I thought that was just so sweet. It just really warms my heart, to be honest. All right, let me see what you guys are saying before we keep going on with my gushing over people and stuff. Integrity says the Flash will hold Snyder fans over until we get an official release of Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. It's so obvious that the momentum is too much to stop being telling y'all for half a decade now. We hashtag we won. Man. And a couple of you guys are talking amongst yourselves in here. Sweet. Um, let's see. I'm just gonna scroll down. I hope I don't miss anybody, but let me see. I just saw that Hungry Jerk is here. Hello, Hungry Jerk. How are you? And Danny Staten is here. Greetings from South Carolina. Oh, it's so good to see you. Greetings from the Project Genesis. Let's see. And oh, Hungry Jerk says that Dave Sundstrom brought him here. Okay. I didn't know that Dave was watching. Oh, thank you, Dave. Let's see. And yes, the Fat Channel says Saturday. Woo! Yes, we're about to get into the meat and potatoes where you might see a familiar face. Let's see. Uh, Keith E says, "Good morning. I miss a lot of people too to say hello. Consider yourself a Oh my God. Yes, and Integrity says Rhea is so nice. Yeah, she's just a wonderful human being. Absolutely. Um, I I just love her so much. And just love her energy and what she the nice things that she does is really commendable. And Keith E says, that channel, I'm glad I subscribed to your YouTube account. Oh, thank you. Oh, you mean the Bat channel, the Bat channel, the Bat channel. That's for you. I'm so glad you did. Let's see. Oh, look, Bishop is here. Hello. Okay, okay, everybody, just calm down. Bishop's here. I stopped, stopped through to say hi. Oh, so good to see you, Bishop. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Oh look, Koj is here. Koj, you're about to be part of my you're in my my little presentation here. You're gonna be in it. Okay. Uh and Integrity says zero chance the Flash ends the Snyderverse. Uh, Yeah, well, see, it shouldn't really end it because from what I'm gathering, it should like if veer away from it and then leave it on, like leave it put. Leave it put is the best way to describe it. But let's get into more talk about what happened during this fantastic event. Let's see. So. Um, okay, so on Saturday, there was a plan that was put into effect that was sort of like a group of YouTube channels that were doing interviews and talks and so on. And I really had no idea this was happening, but for the past few Saturdays, I've been at the Bat Channel talking about The Mandalorian. And so they contacted me and said, hey, do you want to come to the channel and and talk? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I just so happen to have some time on my hands. Well, they had their event and had me on board along with Koj. And Koj was actually at the event. He was actually at the SnyderCon event. So he told us the behind the scenes, what was going on, what the experience was for him as an attendee. And it was very charged with a lot of energy. And he was just seemed to be having so much fun. And there I am. You're not seeing double. There I am. But what happened was this. We had some visitors to the stream. We had uh, Samantha Wynn. Okay, so if you're not familiar with who Samantha Wynn is, she played a Kryptonian in Man of Steel, and she played an Amazon in Zack Snyder's Justice League. She was, if you remember that movie, she was the Amazon that had the horse fall on her and she died. This is the same young lady that was in that, and she was also in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. And sh I'll just say this, I just love her so much. She is just the sweetest person. Another sweetie pie. And then here we have Wayne T. Carr right beside her. And it was really exciting because Wayne T. Carr, if you are not familiar, is the person that was going to be our Green Lantern in this universe, in the Snyderverse. And unfortunately, Warner Brothers did not okay that, they didn't want that to occur because they had plans. However, uh, there, a shot was or a something was filmed in Zack's driveway, and it was actually quite funny that Wayne T. Carr has been so friendly to the fans and very open about his desire to want to play this character. And so it was really nice to be able to talk to him. And it's really weird because, just seeing them on screen, they're just great. I didn't have a lot to say in that video, but Trey from the Bat Channel had these amazing questions that he had for them, and it was just great. Uh, and there's Samantha there, just smiling ear to ear. She was just so much fun. And there's Wayne T. Carr as well. Just tell let you know that my mind is still blown from all of that. That was just a lot of fun. And also after the stream, we only had a small amount of time with them on stream. We also talked behind the scenes as well. After the show was over, we got a chance to talk to them for a very short while. As well, I wanted to say that during this stream, which you guys, you can see this particular stream. It is in the description of this video. There's a link for it in the description. Trey did such a great job on doing this. Trey and Super Bro Corey. We cannot forget about our Super Bro Corey. He's awesome. Who was like managing all of this stuff behind the scenes, as well as being charismatic in front of the camera. They put together this fun little poll about Batman v Superman, a theme. Like, so they had questions in which they were like, "Oh, would Batman be better at this than Superman?" It was really great, and by the end, they both donated $100 each to the organization, the AFSP. What an incredible experience. I'm just so excited and happy that event went off so nicely. And it was just too short. It was too short. It was too short. Let's see. And let's see if I don't want to miss too many uh And Russell says, Snyder needs to make a statement on all this. It's the elephant in the DC room, and Zachalytes won't let it lie until it's definitively over. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, he has, well, stay tuned, okay? There's a little bit more that happened at these events because it doesn't look like it's over. It doesn't look like it looks like he wants to to go on, and I'll explain everything from what I was able to put together. Uh, and Integrity 101 says, I caught that stream, or at the end of it anyway. The brothers at the Bat Channel did a great job, didn't they? Oh my God, they did such a great job. It was just really uh, impressive is what I would say. and and Bishop says he can't say anything definitive because of the legality. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why, especially when answering questions, there is a bit of dancing around the thing. I've been noticing that. And then there are times when he knows exactly what to say, and it's a definite answer. And Russell says, all the actors have said that they'll do it again. Yeah, sure. And there are so many rumors which Snyder encourages. Honestly, I was disappointed with Full Circle because we're still in the same boat. Yep, I understand. absolutely understand. But there is a sparkle of light, and like I said, I reveal it as I continue to go on with this. The Bat Channel says Samantha and Wayne were absolutely amazing, weren't they? They just had such good dispositions, and I think they were doing this too for the charity. They were doing it for the charity and for Zack, and I think these guys will do anything for Zack. He's just a great guy. Um, as we were you weren't finished in the same boat as we were 2 years ago. Um, and all we are all we are here are rumors. All we have are rumors and guesses. No, it's so frustrating. Well, I'll show you. I'll definitely show you. I'll show you at some point. It's gonna be a lot clearer. You know what I'm gonna do though? Um, I'm gonna go through and just finish this thing, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this presentation because we're almost at the finish line, where there is a little bit of hope. I uh, so we had the big event or the big issues uh, that let me see if I can do this. Um, the big issues is that we had a lot of things happen. Like um, see if I have another bit of information. Um, oh yeah, there's a couple of things that occurred. One was the mere mention of Jeff Johns's name inspired inspired mutiny, and so it was a comedic moment. But we're coming to the conclusion that Jeff Johns, the story behind his involvement in all of this is definitely much more than what we probably know. And also, Zack Snyder described that perhaps there was one of the early ideas that they had was that the Kryptonians may have been linked to the Earth, the gods on planet Earth, the Greek gods. And that really sent people into that really upset quite a bit of people. And I think the the real thing about this was that this was an idea. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Kryptonians are very powerful, but they can't turn themselves into a golden shower and seduce someone, right? They can't turn someone into a gorgon. They can't do the mythical things and the magical things that a lot of creatures and a lot of the gods from the ancient world used to, do. So, or have been reported to have done. So that didn't quite work out. And I think when they thought about it carefully, but it's kind of a cool concept. Yes, if Kryptonians were on Earth, they'd probably be considered gods for their mere strength alone. But just an idea that didn't quite work out. I thought that was fascinating. um, and the last day, the 30th, was to me, I feel like a very impressive day. We had Ray Porter. There was originally scheduled to be another gentleman to do this, and he got bumped to Saturday, and Ray Porter uh, uh, took over and was incredible, by the way, as the sort of the moderator for the panel. And oh, just to give you to let you know, the all of the watch parties. Well, there was a watch party for both Man of Steel and BVS, but none for. There was a screening, but it wasn't televised, if you will. It wasn't recorded. They just went straight to the panel for on Sunday, and Ray Fisher shows up and people went insane. Chris Terrio was there, and look at all the love and the hugs that were happening in the room. And then Ben Affleck walks in the door and people really went insane. Uh, and that was just such an amazing moment. And you just know that Ben really he could be doing just about anything else, but these guys are there for Zach. And so there we have Chris Terrio, we've got Ben Affleck. These are Oscar winners. Again, they don't have to do this, but they're there for Zach to support him. And I have this picture of Skywalker the Jedi in his Superman costume and enjoying the event. Um, he actually got a chance to talk to Zach and ask him a very important question. And this is really where it boils down to. So a lot of the questions, there were some people who were saying, "Hey, some wouldn't anybody like to ask, Zach, one of the questions that people really want to know?" And really, what we wanted to know was, Zach, well, do you want to even do this? And so Skywalker said, Zach, would you be overjoyed if your stories were able to continue in any form, even if it was on a third-party platform outside of WBD? And I am going to break it down to this. Um, I'll read the first couple of sentences and then I'm going to skip to the rest because there's a lot of dancing around here. But if you want to pause the video and see what those words are, you can. So first, Zach says, "Listen, that's a good question. It's fair and exciting, and look, I love the world, and obviously, I've not put a small amount of effort into this mythology, and we have done not also a small amount of work towards the eventualities of these scenarios might be." And then further along, he says, uh, then further along, he says, "And so, yes, I would be interested in whatever medium or whatever way these ideas would be made. Of course, I would." That's definitive. That sounds pretty like he's interested. And that was a big piece of the question that a lot of people were saying, like, hey, we really need to know if Zach really wants to do this or not. Is he done with the idea of directing, or if he is he has he been so mistreated that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the property? And so he's saying, yes, I would. But he also says this. He says, um, eh, I would, yeah. And in the meantime, we forge ahead and we do what we do. But yes, thank you. And I love this world, and I love these guys that have gotten that I've gotten to do this with, and it's been amazing. So thank you. So yeah, he's basically saying that it is. He's also got to do what he's doing. I mean, and that is Rebel Moon 1 and 2. He's also got projects with uh, Army of the Dead universe there. So and that, I believe, the last time he talked about Army of the Dead universe, he said there was a setback or so. So when he would be available is very much, uh, up for something he would have to work out for sure. So here's I believe Snyder Queen may have put this together, or someone did, um, that just sort of breaking down what he said. Uh, and oh, okay. So I put together also there were a lot of people that were supposed to be at this event. So one thing you guys probably don't know about me is that I used to do events a long time ago, and mm, events are very hard to organize and put together, especially on this caliber. It looks like a lot of people said that they were going to come, or may have were might have been able to come to the event, but did not make it or could not make it. And Richard Citron was going to be on that live stream that I was on with the Bat Channel, and he had to uh, cancel because he had to babysit, which is so adorable. Uh, then Zack actually posted this on Vero. He said, Iris West, leave questions for uh, uh, Zack Snyder's Justice League below, and we would answer them during the panel after the movie next Sunday. And she was not there. So she was supposed to be there. She didn't show up. There was rumor that Gal Gadot was going to be there, and she was not there. And I don't know if a lot of people don't know this or not, but it was her birthday. So I kind of thought she wasn't going to make it, because usually on your birthday you spend it with family, or something else than maybe like hanging out with people you work with. um and Henry Cavill was also rumored to be um going to this event, from someone I know. Someone on Twitter said that Henry was in LA, and he should be, there's a possibility. They said that there's a possibility he was going to be there. And so he wasn't there. So also Larry Fong, who is the cinematographer for many of Zack Snyder's movies, he was supposed to be, I believe, on the panel, or I'm not sure where he was supposed to be at the event on Friday, and he couldn't make it. So there were a lot of people who didn't make it to this event. It was it's supposed to be more, but they didn't get a chance to do it. But on the most part, people were thrilled, especially the people who got to see Ben Affleck. I mean, that was a huge surprise. And Ray Fisher, that was held close to the chest. No, people did not know that he was coming, so it was great to see the response by the crowd and everything. And this is just a note that Zack Snyder left for the fans, and really kind of cementing this was the reason why he was doing this event, was for AFSP. Um, Another achievement that happened, uh, just so happened, during this incredible event, was that the Sell Snyderverse to Netflix hashtag actually reached 1 million posts, so or 1 million tweets, and that was a huge achievement. And we have to thank Sammy, the Snyder Queen, for documenting and keeping track of those kinds of numbers. And also, last night, Skywalker the Jedi was on Sil Abdul's channel, and dropped a huge bit of information that the poster that he had Zack sign actually has a special note from Zack. And here it is. It says, Snyderverse, sell it. So yes, I mean it looks like Zack Snyder is like saying, "Hey, we I like that hashtag." So it's hope. He's got his foot like half in the door. So let's see what you guys have to say. There might be a bit I am missing. Um, and I'm not sure what part I should start with first. Okay. Um, yeah, so it's hopeful. There is hope. It is just gonna take I'm not sure, what each person will have to make their decision how they want to go about it. Like if this is enough for you, some people are out. They're like, okay, well, I'm done. And then there are some people who are saying, hey, we've got to continue to, to if we want to ever see, if we want to ever see this, we have to keep letting them know that we want this. When and if there's a day that Zach can approach, whether it be Warner Brothers or if it's Netflix, and says like, "Hey, I have a plan. Here's my plan, and also this is the number of like tweets that we've been getting or responses from fans. They really want this." I think that's how really the Snyderverse or the Snyder cut actually got to the executives, was that there was a lot of numbers. There were a lot of people who voiced their opinion about wanting to have it. Without that, they're he's just got to hope that they're going to just do it on their own. But with the fans galvanized, it's there's a bigger possibility, and so a lot of people are extra ready to go, uh to go into it, and some people are just like, this is too much. So yeah, I think that's the key, is like each person has to make their own decision as to if they want to, if they want to go further or not. um and there's a lot of talk about, um you know uh, if you look at something like, you know the idea of Warner Brothers Discovery actually trying to think like, hey, let's say tomorrow they get, they get inspired and say, hey, look, we're gonna go through with the Snyderverse, and we're gonna bring everybody back. And they have a huge amount of problems. And let me see if I can find, this for you, because they're in a lot of debt, and they're gonna it's gonna take a while for them to work their way out of this. Um, and let me share the screen with you so you can see the actual number. Um, Share screen. Let's see if you can see it. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that's a lot of money. They're, to make a $200 million movie with this kind of debt um is really gonna be hard for them to even think about um, doing this. It's really unfortunate. It really is. It really is unfortunate because while they had the chance to do this, they were making other content that really didn't deserve the attention. It should have gone right into making Justice League too, but it's really quite sad. This is they have to pay quite a bit of this um, before they even think about uh, going further. And but they've brought it down quite a bit. It was 55 billion when Zaslav got on board. But that was May of that was exactly a year ago. So that's a pretty good reduction, but it's not enough. It's not enough. All right, so I'm just gonna try to get, let me see, it's 11:11. Okay, so I'm gonna go to like 5 minutes from, so, all right, so, the back channel, um, maybe I will go up one more. I'll go up one more. Russell says, like, I know there was a lot of stuff with Johns and Whedon. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there. And but I don't recall the gun thing. Then again, it was a while ago. Um, and I'm just bouncing around. Russell says, I think if Warner Brothers greenlit it, they'll all come back. The old regime is gone, so I think it's individuals rather than the entity as far as Ray is concerned. Yeah, I think it's he's in the clear. He is he's fine. But it's just like um, yeah, he's in the clear. I think it, but what was already done is done almost. But um and the back channel says Snyderverse, sell it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's almost as if Zach has recreated the hashtag, his own hashtag. He's super smart, that guy. It just he knows what to do. Um And the Bat Channel says the truth is WBD is in a major yeah, they're in such big trouble, and a lot of these films that they're putting out are being boycotted by many people. And I don't know why like no one, people aren't going to the theater to see these movies. Like, I didn't think that Black Adam was bad, and from what I heard that Shazam may have had its problems, but I heard that it wasn't bad either. So it's kind of really sad. The box office failures and writer's strike is not going to have. Oh, I forgot about the writer's strike. Oh my God. Yes. And the truth is Gunn will not be able to have these big budgeted films, and it will affect the overall quality. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to do low budget films, and Gunn already has announced the writer's strike will delay Superman Legacy. And Russell says even if he lasts, WB is a revolving door, isn't it? Oh my God, preach, preach! It is a revolving door. I mean, it's it's probably gonna get sold again. Um, and then we have seen the DC reboot announcement affect films like Shazam, and it will most likely hurt films like Blue Beetle. Yes. And yeah, there are people who are not seeing any of those films. You're just not going to see it. It's really sad. because I don't, I'm not sure if they're going to be good, but they're, as Aquaman is getting really, really bad um, rumor, rumor that it's just got bad reviews right now, early reviews or test screenings, if you will. And Russell says, I don't know if the budget will suffer. It may, but Zaslav has been categoric in that DC superheroes are the tentpole films and will be treated accordingly. Yeah, I mean, I thought so too about a year ago um until he got rid of Cavill, and I was like, whoa, something there's a shift in the atmosphere. And I think when he decided he was going to let Gunn kind of do whatever he wanted to also be like, there's one thing to create your own universe, like you know, like the Joker, like the Batman. But it's another thing to actually say, I'm going to get this universe and I'm going to switch it up and take some of the things that are mine and somebody else. Like, it's just, it's like a public executioning. It was really, really rough. Um, but you know what? Look, in a one way, I think that with Gunn doing his universe the way he's doing it means that if the Flash is done properly, or if they have it done right, the Snyderverse with the Snyder characters can be off on their own universe, and James Gunn will have his own universe, and so they will be different, completely different. And this means that at any point in time in the future, Zack can just step right in and do Justice League 2. He can do Justice League 3. That's just what I think. And when I say in the future, let's pretend realistically, if right now there's an announcement or some kind of breaking news, you know, we're gonna get Justice League 2. When will Zack have time to work on it? When with everything that he's doing right now, when will he have time to work on it? When will he be available to start working on it? I'm sure he can multitask, but when do you think that this movie is going to actually come out? That's a good question to ask, to be very honest, because it will be a while. I'm thinking. And this is why I also think that it's not impossible for this to happen. Given time, things do change. And Integrity says the reboot is a terrible idea and it will be an epic fail. And Russell says, but you're right. There's a real sense of who cares over BB, and of course, the fury of the gods failed hard. Yeah, it was really brutal how they treated how the public treated that movie. That was not right. um Integrity 101 says, the Bat Channel, you may be right about Ray Fisher. I was expecting him to get a cameo because of the change in leadership, but still wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't think they can. I don't think they're much different. I don't think even though it's a new regime, they're still following through with the old plan. Much of it, except for Batgirl. They weren't having Batgirl. But they're like, pretty much. And I don't think that Ray may not even want to come back because of his loyalty to Zack Snyder, um, or just being pissed off at Warner Brothers still. I mean, he has every right to be. Integrity says the Flash will cruise right past 1 billion mark and beat DC theatrical experience since BVS. Well, I hope so. There are a lot of people that are planning on not seeing it because of, I don't know what, I can't really even tell you why they plan on not seeing it. It's just kind of baffling to me. But there are people who are just not, they're not gonna watch anything if it's not Zack Snyder's work. Integrity also says, if if I was in charge, I would insist on a Ray Fisher cameo in The Flash to show competent leadership has arrived. That would have been, I mean, my first thing would be like, where are the, where's my Justice League? I would, that would have been my first thing. I would like, I would have my Justice League, that's for sure. And I don't care about any upcoming DC film except The Flash. Uh, yeah. And Mama Bear Art Doll says, I like most superhero films. Fury of the Gods missed the mark. Oh, it did. Wow. It's one of the few I have no desire to rewatch. Wow. That is shocking. It's that bad. Oh wow. Russell says, has anyone seen it? It's the end of the Flash that worries me, to be honest. If it's all up in the air and DCEU still exists, it's in its own timeline, uh, I'll be mad. Uh, I'll be mad up for sure. Well, ooh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. All we have is rumors until it comes out. Um, and they could change that. They like, even if someone said, "Oh, this is the ending," they could change it again. Uh, I think all I pretty much know is that there's going to be a lot of cameos, but again, they could change everything. The Bat Channel says, "I don't think Shazam 2 was horrible. It's definitely better than Birds of Prey, nine, or Wonder Woman 1984, and Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad, but it's not a good film either. It was just meh and forgettable." Oh wow. And honestly, because Zack has filmed both Rebel Moons back to back, that will free up time. Yeah, it definitely helps get things going, because all, like, since he's done that, all I have to really concentrate on is the special effects, and maybe plans for, continuing the story. Depends on, what the story is, and how the audience responds to it, because they may be really excited about, seeing a Rebel Moon 3 or some other spin-off, which is really incredible. And Jay Oliva is leading Twilight of the Gods, an Army of the Dead prequel animated show. Okay, thank you, the Bat Channel. So, okay, so if he's doing that, that would be helpful. And the Bat Channel, he has more than time. He has more time than people give him credit. Okay. There are multiple reasons why people won't watch The Flash: Ezra's law troubles, Ray Fisher being dropped from the film, the reboot, and the boycott movement. Yeah, there is a, the Bat Channel just brought up a really good. There is, if you want, that's a great way to call it. It's the boycott movement, and I don't know where the reasoning is just so wild. I can't I don't understand it. But there's a group of people who want to boycott everything Warner Brothers, no matter what. And it's really like we're not gonna be able to, enjoy anything because every movie is gonna be flopped. We can't really get everybody to go see the movie. And Mama Bear Art Doll says, I know a lot of people who won't see the Flash because of Ezra. Oh, that's gonna be a big problem. And there's a lot of people who are not gonna see Aquaman because of Amber Heard. I know that. I've heard that. And now the Bat Channel says now the Flash will certainly pull in the general audience who just doesn't care about all of the controversy, but the hardcore DC fans will care. And I think it would be a good idea to support that movie, but other people have other ideas. Hungry Jerk says, the last superhero movie I've seen was the first Batman movie in the early 90s. Oh man! Which one was that? Was that the Batman Returns? Or wait a minute, you said was the first Batman? That was 1989. Uh, yeah, that was 1989. That was the first Batman movie. Uh, and Tim's Talk is here. Hello, Tim's Talk. How are you? On your left. And Russell says, GE brings in the bucks for sure, but it's the fans that see the film multiple times, buy the physical and digital media, hot toys, and all of that. Absolutely, yeah. Those are the guys who really push for that, that $1 billion. It gets you to that $1 billion. They'll go the first night. They'll take their family on the second night. They'll maybe see the movie like 3 or 4 times in a day. They'll like just uh, those are the ones, the hardcore fans. If you can impress someone enough to get them to do that, I mean, make a movie that really gets people to watch it multiple times a day, even. You've got a hit on your hands. And so that's that's what these $1 billion movies can do. You can't do that on these like a regular movie. Like regular movies aren't going to work anymore. I mean, look at Black Adam. It's a great example of a movie that was pretty good, but not sensational, and just couldn't even you know get their wings to flap. Couldn't, get off the ground really. Hungry Jerk says the last first run movie I've seen was The Force Awakens. Just can't stand the movies today. It's hard. It's hard. It really is. I was watching a program the other night, and we have Return of the Jedi in theaters, and they were like, wow, this is the best movie I've seen in a long time. And it's like, wow, this is a movie that was made in the early 80s, and it's the best movie they've seen in a while. So a lot of people are preferring older movies now. Russell says, which is why, it's a continuation. Is it a continuation? Which is why it's this is why it's, I can't say that word, of gun to keep the fan base at each other's throats instead of doing the obvious thing. That could be his strategy. That could be a strategy that's going on because it is um that's how you keep you know people talking, is if sometimes negative press is good press for some people. uh And Russell says, which is why, oh yeah, oh, okay, it just must have reprinted it, posted it twice. And the batch channel, exactly. Top Gun Maverick had an insane amount of people returning for multiple showings. I believe it was like 30% of the audience returned to see Top Gun Maverick 3 times or more. Yeah, you need that. You need that these days. Oh, and Unicorn Rampant Studio is welcoming all the new guys in the chat. Thank you so much, Unicorn. Um, and Russell says, you only need to look at Star Wars to see how antagonizing your fan base lands. Yes. And I am rooting for Star Wars, but it just is having a hard time of figuring out what to do with their properties. And Hungry Jerk says, not even Jessica Alba can get me to see Fantastic Four movie. Oh, I have to say, I didn't see it either. I didn't see it either. I did not see it either. And but that channel says, look, I love Star Wars, but as a part of Star Wars fandom, I have to look at the community and admit toxicity. They pushed out the original creator, Lucas, for God's sake. Oh, and oh yeah, they did for sure, Bad Channel. Remember that. Uh, and made him not want to make any more films and get criticized to the point where he chose to sell it. Hmm. Um, and it says, shoot, I have to leave to do some adulting. Oh no, not that pesky little adulting thing. I love chatting with you all, and thanks, Retro Nerd Girl. I think I'm more smitten by you after this than I was already. Oh, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so much. It's just a pleasure having you on the channel, and definitely you come back anytime. Have a nice day at work or whatever you're doing that's adulting. And more camaraderie in the chit chat. I love that. I love it when you guys make friends. And uh, Unicorn Rampant Studio says, we'll catch you when you come back, worker bees. Yes, and Hungry Jerk has got to go to work. Okay, well, while I have caught up with the chat, I hope I didn't miss anything. I did want to talk about some other topics. Well, tomorrow is going to be, since we were talking about Star Wars, there is, let me see, since we were talking about Star Wars, there is tomorrow is going to be May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you guys. May the 4th be with you. Now, there was some other news that I wanted to talk about that I thought was going to be interesting. Yes, thank you. The Bat Channel. Yes, May the 4th be with you. Yes, I should have done something for May the 4th, but I'm going to be working. So that's the only problem with that is that I'm going to be working tomorrow. And maybe one day I'll figure out how to do streams after I'm done with work. It's just kind of tiring after work. Like I'm working a full day. You're just like, oh, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do anything. Gonna be doing quite a bit of watch parties this weekend if you're available, Retro. Let me know what days and what times, possibly. I do have a watch party tonight. This, guys, I need to tell you that this month, May, is going to be Savage Month. It's going to be all of the Savage movies. Uh, some of them, most of them are going to be in the Hyborian age. So we've got Conan. Conan the Destroyer, Kull the Conqueror, and we're gonna throw in some Dragon Slayer. Why not? Why not? And so, since we have 4 weeks, I believe, 4 weeks and 4 Saturdays, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 Saturdays in May, we can do a nice uh, Savage Month. I could have even called it Slayer Month. Not too late. But I hope you guys are going to be able to join me for that. Um, and the Bachelor says, we're going to do Visions Volume 1 and 2. Okay, maybe. And then a watch party for Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. Okay. All right, gonna have to send me the dates. It looks like I might be in. And TJ is here. TJ, wow. Hello, TJ. What's going on? Release the Kraken. And El Micron says, yes, the Savage Sword of Retro. Yes. Whoosh. With sound effects and all. Oh my God, I love the Hyborian age. So I am just I do love myself some Conan. And Brogu says the guys that filmed at Film Threat, the guys at Film Threat will be putting Star Wars on trial today. They want to know if Star Wars is dead and who killed it. Yes. Yes. Chris Gore is amazing. He is so funny and just a really nice guy, though. Um, that's going to be hilarious. I can't wait. And everybody, TJ says hello. Oh gosh. He says the studio killed it. Good, good answer. Good answer. A lot of people want to blame Kathleen Kennedy for the whole thing, but I don't. I think she's, you know, I don't know. I don't know what her part is to play in all of this, to be honest. Um, but there's a lot of blame on her hands. Um, so I think there was one other thing. Uh, Mermaid is that your oh, did you say that? Oh, on your channel it's Mermaid. That is such a great idea. Ooh, and I love mermaids too. Yes, it's a popular theme also and for me. I like it. And okay, so I wanted to do one more news thing. Sadly, Harry Belafonte passed away, and I think that's like a week away. That was like last week, and I wanted to mention it, but that um, was kind of a little bit late on that. But there was one other article that I really want to to think, and now I can't find it, of course, when you're looking for it. Okay, yeah, I can't find it, guys. Well, I think give me 1 minute to gather my. Sorry, guys, my allergies attacked me all of a sudden. I was like, oh. All right, so let me think straight. What else? There was another story that I really wanted to share, and I can't seem to figure it out. Um, so the one that I'm gonna do is this one. The um, the thing I wanted to talk about. Where is it? Okay, it's okay. There is a. Let me find the proper. Here, that'll work. Just to share this with you guys. So I did kind of learn some very interesting information about The Mandalorian season 3. I did grade it quite harshly, as I'm like, I want to change my score for The Mandalorian season 3. There is a deeper reason why it was and seemed completely un story like that it wasn't based on characters but more like based on broader ideas but had no like interweaving um connection sometimes, and that is because there was somebody who really pieced together the reason why um possibly John Favreau created this. There seems to be some sort of pattern with his own life and the Mandalorian. Very interesting. I am going to. I'm just going to share the screen, but I'm also going to put the link in the description. I'm put the link in the chat because so you can watch this later. Um, it is very surprising to me because I was like, what? um, and I would suggest if you're curious about it, if you're curious, and you might not be curious about it, if you're curious about it, take a look at it, um, because it kind of blew me away a little bit. Um, I was very surprised um, by what I learned about the Mandalorian and the relationship between Jon Favreau and what he wrote for the Mandalorian. It is um, quite moving and interesting and deeper than what it looks like. Now, my score was originally a 6.8. I'm only going to raise it up to a 7.4. And the reason why I'm raising it is because there is a brilliant person. There's somebody working out a story in here, and I respect that. I respect that. However, it was unsuccessful at really making us feel as if we were following characters instead of a larger theme. So I will let you watch that on your own. Let me put it in here. So that's the link. Yep, that's the link. And it's actually like pretty entertaining. It's a great deep dive that Screen Crush has done. And I was really surprised because I watch them all the time. And I was really surprised. I was like, oh my goodness, this is juicy. I love like learning new things. So I'm raising my score from a 6.8 to a 7.4. Um, it still is not as good um as the first two seasons, but it, maybe in if in a week's time, I might even go up higher. But I can see where things were, they were trying to work in some sort of storyline, and there was thought behind it. It was intricate and very much more than just what we see. So it was trying to tell a bigger story, and I have a lot of respect for that. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. And that channel says I'm looking forward to this because I started rewatching season 3 and my scores have changed as well. Ooh, we need to talk. We need to have a talk about this. TJ says, what was it before, Trey? Yeah, what was your score before? Um, I forgot that you're. Oh, there you are. I think overall the entire score for season 3, first time watch was 8.5. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a good score. I gave it a lot more faith than I should have. Whoa. See, I was expecting you to say after seeing it again, I'm finding it more. And it was really the last two episodes that were the meat of the show. Yeah, that was where all of the ideas were. And everything else was just, if you took it out, wouldn't miss it. That's really sad, right? And the episode 6 was the lowest I had ever given a Mando show, though. Yeah, me too. And I felt bad about doing that. And that crowd says, me and Mikey really enjoyed it. You did? The whole season? I mean, I look, oh, well, listen, okay, so here's the thing. No, no, no. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it too. But when I had criticisms about certain details. Okay, that's that's all. I just had I don't know why this is blank. I don't need to share this green if it's gonna be like acting all silly like that. Okay. Um, sorry about that, guys. Uh, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed it. It's just I had criticisms about it. Um, like the episode, I laughed through the whole thing. It was just hilarious. But I didn't um think that the story was really. I had problems with the story, and the characters didn't seem to act like I thought that they should. Yo, Bat and Retro, if you and do Mando review, I want in on it. I think we did, but uh mistake me. I mean, if I'm wrong, um Trey, did we do the full assessment of the entire maybe I'm just forgetting, but did we do that? Did we do like a season finale? Not season finale, but did we do a season summation how we felt about the whole season? Anything above a 5 score means I enjoy it and recommend it. Season 3 is still above a 5 for me, but wasn't an 8.5 for me in the end. The final score, um, you will have to wait and see. He says, Delta Squad, form up, baby. Retro Nerd Girl, we haven't done season 3 recap yet. Okay, yes. El Necron, there we go. Um, we should do like a mega recap. He wants in. And we need to, it's great because I think a lot of different people with different ideas of um can I like that. But look, I enjoyed it all, especially all of the action and all that stuff. I enjoyed it. I mean, some of it didn't make any sense, but but I had fun with it, that's for sure. Um, yeah. Um, all right, guys. I think this is going to be. I think I've been on for almost well, an hour and a half. It's kind of short. It's kind of short, almost 2 hours. Um, yeah, I think the Snyder Con for me was a fantastic event to reconnect with the movies that I really love and hear some really great behind the scenes stuff from Zack and the people he works with. The kind of like it's like a reunion of like your favorite actors coming together. So that was nice. And I think that there is for some people this is closure. They're pretty much like is this there's no reason to keep going. And for other people, they're energized and ready to support more, you know. And for me, when it comes to Zach, he's a creator that has been denied the ability to tell his story. I think everyone understands that, and some people are like, yeah, too bad. That's that's how the cookie crumbles. And some of us are like, okay, but I think we can fight for this person to get their opportunity. And I think that's really um the walk away here. It's like either, whatever you decide to do is your choice. It's all you got, do a hashtag or not do a hashtag or whatever. Um, and I think um, one of the and one of the things that I really like enjoy about his work or him in general is how he's made this the focus of all of the things that he does, that charity. Okay, it's very important to him. And the Bat Channel just mentioned it. Really, the goal behind the SnyderCon was not to end the Snyderverse or restore it, but to raise money for the awareness of AFSP. And that's what he said that night with the Nerd Queens. It was very obvious to me this was a fundraiser. The first SnyderCon was a fundraiser, and this is just a continuation. And it's admirable. I think it's great. Zach wanted to pass the 1 million mark, which he did. They raised over $1 million for that fund and reignite the community for a good cause. And it was really good because a lot of fans got a rare opportunity to hang out with a director, a Hollywood director that they got to touch him, they got to they get to hug him, they got to take selfies with him and ask him questions. I mean that no one else could answer about their favorite movies. Wow, wow! I, I'm I'm so happy for everyone that got that opportunity, and I'm happy to be able to see that. Um, and in a strange way also be a part of it through the Bat Channel and Trey inviting me to be a part of that wonderful stream. It was really great. What a great time uh, I had this weekend. And Unicorn Rampant Studio, thank you so very much for this amazing super chat with all of these cute emojis. And you know how much I really love emojis. And they're showing up on there too, which is great. Happy Mermaid. Yes, thank you so much. Let me find. my special video for you. Here you go. I always want to dance when that comes on. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. And um, yes, yes. I appreciate you. The Bat Channel says he gave people more hope than he was rumored to say goodbye. Yes, and I think he did. I think he did, and he let us know in certain words, that he was still interested in continuing the story, and that was the main thing that that people were trying to. They were wrestling with that. They were like, well, maybe Zach doesn't want to have anything to do with this anymore. Let's not pressure him. And he said, you know. He said otherwise. And Keith E says, time for a Mandalorian Palouse like Dave does on his channel, where you can get together, uh, where you all can get together on the same screen. Yes, I think that will be a great idea. We'll do like a palooza um, of just doing all sorts of really cool, um, takes and hang out and talk Mandalorian. And yes, Mama Bear is giving Unicorn a big heart. Uh, and Unicorn says, "I do a dance when I hear it." Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm like, it's just so cool. Makes me happy too. I understood. And yep, okay, so I am definitely going to play my outro video. It's about 3 minutes long, guys, and this will give you an opportunity to say goodbye to the friends that you have in the chat and any of the friends that you made during this visit. And let's see if I can find it today. All right, here it is. And without further ado, guys, oh, I love you so much. You guys really brighten my day quite a bit. And without further ado, I bid you adieu. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.